Move over, Ino. It's been a long time since Longo, but France finally has a Tour winner. We all watched the Femmes, and for those of you who couldn't, here's the Gruppetto. As the men's tour finished in Paris, the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift was already underway. Marianne Vos, Mavi Garcia and Lorena Wiebes had won the opening 3 stages when we all last met in the Gruppetto. As well as a yellow jersey for the GOAT, the news from the opening days have been of illness and injury, forcing out a few of the main contenders. Marlene Reusser was a non-starter on stage 2, followed by Elisa Longo-Borghini further down the line. Stage 4 past futuristic theme park Futuroscope, venue for a Tour de France time trial years ago. But one didn't have to be able to see the future to work out what was likely to happen at the finish.
Kim Lecourt on the front, Chloe Daiger, here goes Lorena Wiebes, up the right-hand side, it's green jersey, yellow jersey, Laura Gillespie trying to come through, Wiebes looks back, Vos trying to come through on the line, Wiebes takes it yet again in the green jersey, the same two across the line on the run to the finish, Lorena Wiebes does it again.
It's so nice to also finish it up for the girls who worked again really hard today. And yeah, I'm just really happy with this win.
Yes, that finish was already giving us Wiebes vibes as soon as the route was announced, wasn't it? And in those situations, she's become nigh on invincible. The Dutch star passed 100 victories earlier in the year, and her second of this tour put her in firm control of the green jersey competition. At 166 kilometres, stage 5 was the longest of the tour, with a profile lending itself to all kinds of possibilities.
Kim Lecourt coming off the wheel, Cassiano Viadoma trying to get on terms as well. Here comes Kim Lecourt. Kim Lecourt makes history here in the Tour de France Femmes. Stage 6 of the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift. We are in the mountains. Maeva Squiban. This is a huge performance from the young French rider. This is the ride of her life. Today belongs to France and Maeva Squiban.
Yes, it's really an amazing feeling. We are only 4 now, but we were all really strong, and we know that we were able to do something big today, and finally we did it, so yeah, just a special day for us.
What a move, and 32 kilometres from the finish too. A French win, important for the host nation, but also for the rider and her team. The Bretons' biggest career success, and UAE may have lost their GC leader early in the race in Longo-Borghini, but the Tour was saved by a home star. Stage 7 saw battles all over the final climb. Yellow jersey Lecourt suffered with the rhythm imposed by Fenix de Koning. Was the Mauritian losing the Tour? For a while it seemed so, but in the breakaway out front it was Deja-vu. Maeva Squiban at it yet again. Behind, the GC had been blown to bits. Only the best were there. And as Squiban rode away to a second win in as many days, Lecourt worked her way back to the GC group on the descent. A hugely impressive performance on what was a clear off day. Digging deep and keeping her overall dreams alive, staying in yellow with 2 stages to go. There's a French saying, jamais deux sans trois. There's never a second without a third, but with an enormous mountaintop finish on the Col de la Madeleine, surely this one would be about the GC group.
So we are off and racing on the Queen stage here of the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift. Little Hand says it's time to rock and roll. It's Squiban time.
Kim Lecourt is back up and riding, but at the moment she is isolated.
The Col de la Madeleine, the big showdown.
Everyone's looking at each other. Who's going to blink first?
Big effort now from Pauline Ferrand-Prevot. and Pauline Ferrand-Prevot is riding herself to the top of the Col de la Madeleine, and with it, it's going to come the Maillot Jaune.
It's a dream to wear this jersey, and no, I don't know what to say. It's more than what I expect, and yeah, I'm so happy.
A climbing exhibition from Pauline Ferrand-Prévot, riding everyone off her wheel. But it wasn't over. Another alpine excursion for the final stage. 3 enormous climbs, plus an uphill finish. With a French rider in yellow, though, just a day from the end, and with a lead of just over 2.5 minutes.
Can Pauline Ferrand-Prevot defend it all the way to the finish?
Anna van der Breggen, I don't know what she's had for breakfast this morning, but she is on one today.
Pauline Ferrand-Prevot now, and look at the gap that she's opened. Pauline Ferrand-Prevot is the stage winner on stage 9, but crossing the line in the Maillot Jaune, Pauline Ferrand-Prevot has delivered for France.
So, Pauline Ferrand-Prévot, the first French winner of any Tour de France since the 1980s. The wait is finally over. But who is she? Well, newer fans of road cycling might be forgiven for not knowing too much about the multidiscipline superstar. Now 33 years old, this time last year she was winning an Olympic gold medal on the mountain bike, having been away from the road for the best part of a decade. But this was the year she'd marked for a comeback to the international peloton. A winner of Paris-Roubaix in April, her first win on the road since 2015. Yes, a decade. Despite her impressive collection of mountain bike, gravel, CX and road world titles, she'd only ever won one stage race GC, the 4-day Bira in the Basque Country, all the way back in 2014. But now, here in 2025, she wanted to win the Tour de France. Back to road cycling with the biggest bang possible. Not quite the birth of a new star, but with the revolution in this sport at this level, and with a whole nation behind her, a French Tour de France winner. PFP picked a couple of objectives, and with her Visma Lease bike team, hit those targets in some style. 2 separate peaks of form, different periods of preparation, and 2 massive wins. That's the view from here, but what about our colleagues on the ground?
What's been your big takeaway from this week? What have you enjoyed the most?
Well, of course, my first highlight of this Tour de France is the victory of Mavi Garcia for the Spanish public. I think it was one of the most unexpected finishes in this Tour de France. For me, as a Spaniard and as a commentator in Spain, I think it was amazing the way that she handled these last kilometers in this second stage. And this is the first, but the second, obviously, Pauline Ferrand-Prevot, the way that she goes for her dreams.
Definitely. Oh, what about you? What's your big takeaway? You got a big smile on your face, which we always like to see.
Yes, of course, because I mean it's always just really special to be here. I mean, women's cycling is really important to me, and it's amazing to see how it's growing every year. More fans. The race becomes bigger, but also the competition is fiercer every year, and I think that's something I really enjoyed. I love the way actually that the build-up of the course, that we had all the tension. Yeah, for the weekend we didn't know who was going to win.
Exactly.
And then Pauline, she just destroyed everybody, and that's also, I mean, she is...
And she won the predictor.
Oh yeah, and I won the predictor, so that's also a first.
That's obviously Iris's biggest takeaway from this race. But guys, you've been absolutely phenomenal. Thanks at home for watching. That is a wrap. I cannot wait for next year. But all hail Queen Pauline Ferrand-Prevot.
The men's World Tour peloton returned to action in the Basque Country for Clásica San Sebastián. With almost 4,000 metres of climbing and over 200 kilometres to ride, and thousands of the most passionate fans on the planet, it's one of the biggest one-day races out there. Primož Roglič, back racing less than a week after finishing up in Paris, launched the early big attack. Juan Ayuso was dropped with over 40 kilometres to go. but teammate Isaac del Toro was on the move with Giulio Ciccone. The Italian, on his first race day back since crashing out the Giro in May, was on fire. After seeing off Del Toro, he then had to get the better of the Mexican star's Swiss teammate Jan Christen. Ciccone duly finished it off with the most important classic win of his career.
So a month of racing at the two Tours de France is over for another year. But it's here in Spain where we now begin the build-up to the men's Vuelta a Espana, the final Grand Tour of the season. Rumoured towards the end of the Tour, but now confirmed, Tadej Pogačar won't race the Vuelta as initially planned. It remains the only one of the 3 Grand Tours that he's yet to win, not having been to Spain since his 3-week debut in 2019. Teammates Joao Almeida and Juan Ayuso are the confirmed UAE Emirates co-leaders, so out might come the popcorn, given that team's recent history when trying to get everyone to get on. Elsewhere in this week's news, there have been big backroom changes at Red Bull BORA-hansgrohe. Team racing director Rolf Aldag has left his role, followed by main DS Enrico Gasparotto a few hours later. Sven van Turenhout looks set to become the main boss on the sporting side, and doubtless the arrival of the former Belgian national selector will further fuel speculation as to the possible arrival of Remco Evenepoel. Watch this space. In terms of confirmed transfers, the 1st of August is always an exciting day for cycling fans. Teams can now confirm new arrivals, so there's been a bit of a Fabrizio Romano style "here we go" for Jasper Stuyven and Attila Valter joining Soudal-QuickStep and Bahrain Victorious respectively. Those moves will come into effect at the start of next season, but we've still got plenty to go this year. World Tour stage racing returns this week in Poland, where local hero Rafał Majka says he's riding for the final time. You can catch that race on TNT Sports and Discovery+. Also across our platforms, the yearly look at one of the most spectacular backdrops for bike racing on the planet. The 4-day Arctic Race of Norway begins on Thursday. We'll return on the Gruppetto next week to review those races and continue looking ahead to the Vuelta. For now, though, from Spain, it's goodbye.